Hi everyone, it's Holy Week, and so today I'd like to share with you my recipe for easy grain-free hot cross buns. This is a gluten-free, eggless, no-yeast recipe, and there are also vegan options. So some hot cross buns have dried fruit in them, and you can certainly consider putting that in. And some other people might be looking at vegan options, and you can check that out in the description. And we will also have those who like chocolate chips, so you can find that as well. So hot cross buns are traditionally eaten to remember the sweet sacrifice of Good Friday. So I hope you enjoy this recipe. To start first, add 5 tablespoons of ground flaxseed to 1 1/4 cups of room temperature water. You're going to stir it up and then let it soak for about 15 minutes. In the meantime, you can grab another bowl, and in that bowl, you add 2 1/2 cups of nut flour, 1/4 cup of psylium husk powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda and half a teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, half a teaspoon of mixed spice, and 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg. So mix all the dry ingredients thoroughly together. Once the flax mixture is ready, you're going to add the wet ingredients to it. So you can add 1 tablespoon of melted butter or oil, 3 tablespoons of honey or yacon syrup, and 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. So mix it all together. Now you're going to add the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients and mix them well. This is a pretty thick batter, so at some point in time, you might actually just want to use your hands to mix everything together if needed. At this point, if you are going to put some chocolate chips or dried fruit, you just gradually add it in and mix. And again, if you need to, do use your hands. Once that's ready, prepare your baking tin by greasing it with oil or butter and line it with baking paper at the bottom. You want to weigh out your dough so that each bun is roughly of the same size. Wet your hands when shaping the buns so the dough doesn't stick. If you're piping crosses, you can use a mixture of flour and water. I use a mixture of cassava flour and water here. Or alternatively, you can just wait till all the buns are baked and cool and then use icing. I'm using very thin crosses here, and thicker crosses actually look much nicer. Bake at 160 degrees Celsius for 40 to 50 minutes, and it's done when the internal temperature is 98 degrees Celsius and a skewer comes out clean. At this point, you can brush the buns with melted butter, which you can also do before baking. If you're using a vegan option, you can brush nut milk before baking. What the melted butter does is that it gives it a very soft texture. If you're using the almond milk, it will give it a nice brown color to it. You want to remove the buns from the baking tin and then cool it on a wire rack. Once the buns are cool to the touch, or they're cool enough for you to hold, you can enjoy them and eat them all up. If you're not going to finish everything, the best way to store these buns is to put them in the freezer. You just want to separate each bun. Reheat in the oven toaster for 5 to 10 minutes. So here's the same recipe, but done with dried fruit instead of chocolate. It's very soft and moist, and I hope you like it. Here's the vegan option that uses oil, and I use allulose as the sweetener. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please let me know how this recipe works for you in the comments below. If you're observing the season, I wish you a blessed week ahead. Take care, everyone, and hope to see you in the next video.